I'm probably one of the few people on this earth that builds a $200,000 truck over 3 years and then breaks it a month after having it. So, yeah, before we get into what I did to it, I do have the truck here. It does run, just not like it should. Yeah, I was super excited. We spent 3 years getting this thing done. It is awesome. It's super fun to drive. I've only put about 60 miles on this thing so far, and it's got to go back to the shop, which it needed to go back to the shop anyways because it wasn't 100% done. We still needed to hook up the AC and heat into it. Some of these fittings down here are leaking for the air ride. I still got to put a cap on the back of this for the bed. I got to touch up a few little paint spots that I messed up here and there, put some badging on, and then we got to hook up the whole audio system and stuff inside the truck still. So there was a ton of work that still needed to get done. Minor stuff, didn't really affect like driving or showing the vehicle or anything like that. So it was going to go back over the winter this year since I wouldn't be driving the truck anyways, and just keep the truck in the shop till probably mini trucking nationals or whatever next year. No big deal. Well, now it's got to go back to the shop anyways because I broke the truck. Maybe not me per se broke it, but we're having transmission issues with the truck, so we were trying to at least get the truck here at my house to put the 500 miles on it or so to do the shakedown cruise on it, figure out what rattles loose, what doesn't, what breaks, what doesn't, what is good, what isn't, just to kind of get this truck broken in, get through the first oil change on it, and really start hammering down on this truck and enjoying it and having fun. So I've been babying it. Mostly what I've been doing is just driving it around the neighborhood, cranking it up every couple days. I do keep it on like a battery tender down there. But I was just trying to put 5 miles here and there on it, take it to the gas station, just get it up to like 40, 50, 60 miles an hour and all that. I did have an appointment scheduled to get the truck aligned because the truck still needs an alignment. The closest alignment shop to me is about 30 minutes away. I wasn't going to go throw that thing in the trailer just to go take it to get an alignment, so I was like, I'm going to drive it. I'm just going to test it out first and make sure that it can safely make it, and then we'll cruise it up to the tire shop and get it aligned. So I had been cruising it around up and down my highway because I live directly off of a highway and the speed limit's like 50 miles an hour, and so I was just kind of doing some test runs up and down the highway to make sure I was good for a 30-minute trip, that I wouldn't break down on the side of the road or have any kind of issue with the truck since this thing is a brand new build and hasn't been tested yet. And so that's what I was doing. I was cruising it, and now the transmission sticks in it. So the transmission is not blown, but it can't go more than 30 miles an hour without the gears sticking in this thing, and it doesn't shift. So cruising it around anything under 30 or driving it around the neighborhood, fine. But I can't leave my neighborhood now because I live directly off of a 4-lane highway, so I can't even get on the highway to go cruise this thing right now. Yeah, so I already called Justin and told him I broke the truck, which is whatever. It's expected. Little things happen. Like if that's one of the biggest hiccups we have of this entire like 3-year build on this truck, I'll take it. That's not bad at all. It's probably some simple little thing that's stuck inside there and they just got to undo. It's a brand new transmission in it, and so we'll get that sorted out. But yeah, the plan right now is I'm going to keep the truck through the summer. I was going to take it to Drive Your Dreams. We're not going to do that now. And it's not going to go to any more shows the rest of the year. So I'm going to continue to drive it around the neighborhood, at least get some miles on it. Like I said, I only have like about 60 miles in this truck so far. So once we put some miles on it, get it running, see if we can figure out anything else that shakes loose or breaks on the truck until then. And then what we're going to do is take this truck down to Maggie Valley in October for Southeast All Truck Nationals. So you guys know, like, that show now going on in Maggie Valley, it is a cruising show and all that stuff. So we're going to bring the square body down there. That'll be the first show and probably the last show that it goes to for the rest of the year. We will cruise it because that strip, you're only driving 10 miles an hour anyways on that strip. So we'll cruise it. We'll have some fun with it. And then we're going to throw it right back in that trailer. And after the show, I'm going to head an hour and a half west, and we're going to go drop it off at Classic Auto Body over at Justin's shop and let him keep the truck probably through the winter. And yeah, say bye to the truck probably until April, until Mini Trucking Nationals. That way he can really get another 5-6 months with this truck, really get some time with it, and work out all the bugs out of it, fix a couple little things on there, get it running 100%, and then yeah, 2026 we'll probably bring this thing all over the place, cruise it, have fun with it. I know everybody keeps asking me, like on Facebook and Instagram, like, what shows are you bringing it to, and where am I going to see it, and this and that. Honestly, I mean, you can see it on social media. I'm not going to bring the truck out that much. That's not why I built the truck. Like, yeah, I go to a ton of shows every single year, but it's because I'm bringing that trailer as a vendor. I used to take all my trucks to shows all the time. Now it's kind of a pain to do that every month, just because I have to load all of my merch in there. I'm working out of there all weekend, and then just loading up this truck just to unload it and let it sit for the weekend for people to look at it. It's not really like beneficial to me. It's fun, but it just creates more work for me when I'm already going there to work as a vendor. So the plan moving forward is I'm probably going to slim down the amount of shows that this truck even goes to, and I'll probably do maybe 2 or 3 a year. So it'll go, and it'll mostly be like the cruising shows. I'm not just going to take it out to a show to display it for a weekend. Like, it would have to be some crazy big show for something like that, but it'll go to like Mini Nats, it'll go to Southeast All Truck Nationals, and then I'll take it out to OBX Truck Fest in November every year, because those are 3 cruising shows. I'll be able to actually bring the truck, cruising around at night, enjoy it, and those will probably be the only shows you're going to see the truck at going forward, unless another cruising show pops up. The purpose for this truck was for me to enjoy it, but I could care less about trophies. I could care less about bringing it to shows. That's not why I built this absolutely crazy frame-off truck. I built it for me to enjoy it. So my plan for the truck is get this thing running right, and all I want to do with it is take it to like local car shows around here that have 50 cars in them, probably no other square bodies or anything. I just want to drive it around my city. I want to cruise it. I want to enjoy it. I want to take it out to go get coffee on a Sunday. I want to take the kid to school in it. I want to take it to the local shows. I want to go to the local cars and coffees that are within an hour away. I want to be able to cruise this thing for an hour to a Sunday event and just enjoy it, have fun, put a ton of miles on this thing, and do what I meant for this truck to do. And that's just for me to personally enjoy it. It was not built to be a trailer queen, even though like that's what it's been, because obviously it's been a 3-year build process on this. It hasn't been running the entire time, so we've taken it to shows nonstop from just the frame all the way up through the build, so you guys could see the progress of it. You guys could watch the journey of how it's being built. It could be shown all over the country and people would see the truck. And then now it's going to hibernate unless it's physically me driving it. It is an awesome truck. I absolutely love it, but I want to enjoy it, and I won't get to enjoy it if I'm just loading it in that trailer and rolling it 10 feet out into a show and letting it sit there. That's pointless to me. And then yeah, so for 2026, that truck will be done. It's gonna sit in there, and we're gonna start working on getting the next build going. If you guys haven't already watched, I did the first series for it. I'm gonna drop the second series part for it at the end of July. And what we're doing is different than how we did this truck. So with this truck, like, yeah, there's a lot of money invested in this truck, but we did it over time, over 3 years, and it was like 5 grand here, 20 grand here, 30 grand here, 10 grand here, whatever, like just little bits and pieces, like as we needed to get parts for this truck to get it built. And it totaled into a lot of money, but it was over a 3-year process. We're not going to do that on the next build. The next build, you guys know I want to get into supercars, so I can't just go put 5 here, 10 here, 20 here, or whatever, building this car up. We have to physically save for the vehicle, so I figured it would be fun to do like $100,000 investment challenge, because I do invest a lot of money and stuff like that on the side, now, especially now that I'm not paying for ungodly amounts of money to build that truck every month and stuff. So I have a lot of funds that are freed up. So every month I'm just going to be dropping a new video showing starting from $0, and we're going to work our way all the way up to $100,000, however long that takes. I'm aiming to put like $1,500 to $3,000 a month away in an account. We can do more than that, but I don't want to. I want it to just kind of be like stress-free, use some of my side hustle money and show people that like an average person can save up that kind of money and buy a supercar. I mean, like, I'm not rich. You guys know I'm in the military. I'm an officer in the military, so yeah, I do make like $150,000 a year from the military, but obviously, like, I own an apparel brand, I own a dog boarding business, I also own like pet waste removal business, so I do stuff. But I mean, I'm not rich. Like, you guys can see my house, like, that's a pretty moderate house. Nowadays it's $500,000 house or whatever it is, but I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire. I have a normal house. I have nice vehicles and stuff, but they're all paid off, so I don't have any debt other than my mortgage, so I'm able to do some stuff. So every month, make sure you guys watch that video. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to save up $100,000 to go buy a supercar. I'll show you guys like what ETFs that I'm investing in to grow that money quickly but safely, so it's not going to be a risk for me. And then we're going to take that $100,000 as soon as we hit it, and we're going to go put that as a down payment on either like an R8 or a Lamborghini, something fun. And then that supercar, we'll do some fun stuff with it. We're not gonna like go crazy with it or anything. I'll probably throw some rims on it and bag it, and we're gonna make it just like a fun car that I can drive around here locally. I probably won't bring it to shows or anything like that, but you guys will definitely see it on this channel. You're gonna see it on my social media. I'm gonna cruise it all around Virginia Beach and Chesapeake to like all the Cars and Coffees and shows like that. I'll probably use it as like to commute to work every Friday or something like that. But it's always been a dream of mine to have one of those cars. We're gonna do it, and I'm gonna show you how you can do it on an average budget, and it's not gonna be as expensive as that truck. I do plan on keeping that truck though too. But as you guys can see, yeah, I have a 2-car garage, but I need to clean it actually, but I have a ton of stuff in there. So the problem that's gonna pose is, where am I gonna keep the other car? So I think what we're gonna do is, where I store my trailer at, I have a storage facility like right maybe like a mile from my house, so I have to pay for storage parking for my trailer, because my HOA in my neighborhood, you're not allowed to have trailers in your driveway. They absolutely like flip out on that stuff, and I'm not going to leave a supercar sitting in the driveway. So they do have small little like 1-car storages at that facility for $100 a month or whatever it is. So more than likely what we'll do is take that truck and put it in the storage facility, because it won't get driven as often, and then we'll put the car here in the garage, and then that way I can have all of my other vehicles here in the driveway. But yeah, that's the plan. Before we get to that, we need to fix that. Man, it really bugs me, but it's part of the game. Like, luckily it's just a little transmission issue with it. I haven't had any issues with the motor, anything like that. It's running good. The truck is rowdy, it is fast, it is loud. It's so much fun to drive. Like, it was always my dream truck to build a C10, and now that I have it, like, I'm super happy with it. I went way above what my plan was. Like, my original plan was to go find some junkyard C10 and sink $40,000 into it. That was like my build budget 3 years ago originally, and we were just gonna paint it, bag it, throw a LS motor in it, and like make it just to have fun with it. But then it turned into this full frame off build, because I just kept having conversations with Justin, and we were just like, oh, well, this would be cool. Oh, well, what if we did this, and then this caused this, and then now we're going with this, and we just kept adding things. And then over 3 years, when I sat back and looked at it and looked at the Excel sheet of how much money we spent on parts and labor and all that, I was like, crap, man, that was 4 times what the original build budget was. But we get this monster of a truck. It's absolutely awesome. And yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated on it, but really you're not gonna see videos of me cruising. I mean, that's why you haven't seen videos of me cruising the truck on Instagram and Facebook, and you're really only seeing footage from shows and like static videos of the truck just sitting, because I'm not out cruising it and enjoying it yet. So I just don't want you guys to think that like we built this awesome truck and it just doesn't get driven. There's a reason why I'm not driving it. I promise you I'll get out a lot of content cruising this truck around. Once we get it drivable, I'm gonna hook the GoPros up to it, and we're gonna put some serious miles on this truck, taking it on 1 and 2 hour trips and stuff. I just need to get it to where it can safely make it to where I don't gotta worry about breaking anything on the truck. And yeah, we're gonna take a frame off truck and we're gonna put thousands and thousands of miles on this thing. We got a little work to get there though. But I appreciate you guys watching, and if you remember this truck from 3 years ago, or you've seen it at shows, let me know. Drop a comment down below. Let me know the first time that you saw this truck, what the status of the truck was. Was it just a frame? Was it the body on it? Was the motor in it? Was it drivable? It's only been seen driving at one show so far, and that was Minneapolis this year, and I cruised it for maybe 30 minutes just to show people, like, yes, it does run. I can drive it. It's a fun truck. But yeah, it's really cool to go to shows with the truck, and people will come up to me and say, man, I've been watching this truck for 3 years, or, oh, I've seen this truck on social media before. Oh, I remember this truck 3 years ago when it was just a raw frame sitting on billets and brakes, and now it's this. Really, really cool. And yeah, we're gonna keep going with it. I know everybody says like builds are never done, yada yada yada. That's not the case with me. I don't get like sentimental attachments to vehicles. I won't dwell on a vehicle for 10 years. Like, I have the image of what this truck is supposed to look like, and once we get to that image, that's what it's staying like. I'm not gonna turn around 2 years later and like repaint the truck some crazy other color or rebuild it some other kind of way. Like, this is it. This is what we get. It's gonna stay like this until the day that I decide to sell it or whatever we do with it. But I would like to keep this truck because I built it for both my boys. They picked out the colors and stuff on it. They love this color setup, and this is what they wanted to do, so we did it. But yeah, stay tuned. Like I said, go watch my first video. I'll put it in the link up here, as far as my $100,000 challenge video, where we're gonna go buy a supercar. It's not gonna be right away. Like, I've calculated it out. This is probably gonna take 2 years or so for me to do this, but we're gonna do it. And I know, like, the 2009 and up Gallardos, market value for them right now is anywhere between like 115 to 150,000. So I figure we'll take like 100 grand or so, or 75 grand, and we'll put that down as the down payment, and then probably finance the rest of it, because I'll make more money in the market percentage wise than what the percentage is on the loan and stuff. So we'll just pay it off that way. That way I can still keep making interest and stuff in the stock market. But that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next video. I gotta finish loading that trailer. We're heading to Tennessee tonight to Southeastern Truck Nationals, and it's gonna be a fun weekend. So I'll see y'all.